They hand it off. McMillan, left side running with room, with a block. He hurdles a tackler down the sideline. McMillan to the 10. Touchdown!
Trayvon McMillan had an outstanding redshirt freshman season for the Hokies. I'm Jeff Fischel here on the ACC Digital Network. Okay, let's talk about next year's freshman for the Hokies. Let's bring in the head coach of Virginia Tech in his first year, Justin Fuente. Joins us from Blacksburg. Justin, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining us on the ACC Digital Network for the first time. I know you already, in some ways, had a head start with this class. So many guys already in school, right?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting how it all worked out. We really ended up breaking it up into kind of two separate classes. When we got the job, we already had 7 midterm high school commitments, guys that were scheduled to enroll at the change of semester. So we had to get on the road and address those guys immediately. We were also able to add 2 more guys to that class. We ended up with 9 guys in at semester that are here going to college and going through our off-season program. And then after the Christmas break, the Christmas dead period, we got to kind of refocus ourselves and address the 12 guys that came in after the midterm dead period. So it's kind of like signing 2 different classes.
So you had this head start with 9 guys, but in many ways you've been playing catch up. You basically had a 2-month recruiting year. How has that gone, adjusting to Blacksburg, building a program's foundation, and also being out on the recruiting trail?
Well, it's gone really well. Obviously, we hit the ground running. I think a lot of that credit goes to our administration and the way they handled the transition, the way Coach Beamer, quite honestly, handled his transition, and then obviously us getting on board but trying to stay out of the way as they prepared for their bowl game. And then obviously the addition of Bud Foster on our staff, legendary defensive coordinator, obviously very well respected in this state in terms of recruiting, eased that transition and really got us up to speed rather quickly.
What should Hokies fans know about the players you've brought in? What strengths do they have? Where are you better now than you were yesterday?
Well, we addressed some needs across the board on the offense. You know, we brought in two quarterbacks that are both here at midterm, a freshman and a junior college transfer. I think are going to get out there and compete for playing time right away. We addressed some offensive line needs. Those are usually developmental positions. Those are positions that you reap those benefits years down the line. And then at wide receiver, we had to add four guys to our roster. We're not particularly deep there, so some guys are going to have opportunities to play early. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we basically signed a little bit of everything. A couple defensive linemen, a couple inside linebackers, and then 4 members of our secondary.
You talk about the secondary. Of course, Virginia Tech has this great track record of defensive backs. Is there a guy you look at right now and say he can be this next guy who's going to continue the tradition?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. I like all 4 of the guys that we're bringing in the back end. I like their demeanor. I like the way they've gone about their business. Obviously, they're talented young men, but it'll be interesting to see when they all get in here, kind of get into the flow of going to college and lifting weights and practicing football and all those sorts of things, kind of the transition from high school to college, who handles it the best and who develops. There's a little bit of projection in each one of these kids, and it'll be interesting to see down the line who ends up being the best one.
Justin Fuente, head coach of Virginia Tech, thank you for taking a few minutes out. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on a great National Signing Day.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And for all the ACC coverage of National Signing Day, follow the ACCDN on Twitter and check out theacc.com. I'm Jeff Fischel. This is the ACC Digital Network.